So I am completely aware that I am shooting myself in the foot with this video because the general masses probably don't know about this movie, and so no one's going to watch the video. But let's be real, no one really watches my videos anyways, so...
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
Now I am not 100% neurotypical. Honestly, who is? And one of my atypical traits is that I will hyperfixate on an actor and then work my way through their entire filmography. Well, not entirely, but anything that is interesting to me. And I usually like it when that happens because it gives me lots of new things to watch. But unfortunately, right now for me, that actor is Luca Marinelli, and he's Italian. And Italian movies aren't the easiest to find over here. And even when you can find what you're looking for somewhere, getting the subtitles in English and stuff can be kind of tough. I am not fluent in Italian, and by not fluent, I mean I know 3 words. So I am struggling.
It's a fucking rough life here.
One movie that I did find legally was Don't Be Bad. And this movie ripped my heart out, then stomped on it, and I said, thank you. I hate watching movies that just destroy your soul, and then you're left just kind of sitting there like, how am I supposed to just get up and go about my day now like I didn't just experience this? I watched this in the afternoon while my kids were napping, which was a really bad idea because my youngest woke up right as it ended, and I was just sitting on my couch sobbing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I had to pull myself together and go be mom again. Like, I did not know what I was in for. So Don't Be Bad is about 2 friends in Ostia, Italy, Caesar and Vittorio. I am very aware that I am probably butchering those names with my Canadianness, but alas, here we are. Played by Luca Marinelli and Alessandro Borghi, the movie follows them navigating life, relationships, and substance issues while trying to hang on to each other even when it may do them more harm than good. Despite being released in 2015, this movie is actually set in 1995, and I love it. The 90s aesthetic with the coastal backdrop is just perfection. This movie is so pretty to look at. Now, Ostia is a neighborhood on the outskirts of Rome that, as I understand it, is kind of a rough neighborhood, probably to put it mildly. And that's something that can be a little difficult with foreign films, is that you can miss out on this kind of context. And things can sometimes be translated a little too literally, and some nuance can be lost, and things just come across kind of differently. So there is a little bit of a culture shock when you're watching this movie. One of the funniest examples for me is when Caesar is trying to take care of Vittorio while he's having a bad trip, and he starts making him spaghetti. Like, here you go through a drive-through and you grab some poutine. You don't start making your buddy spaghetti from scratch, but I love it. So at the start of this movie, Caesar and Vittorio aren't really in the best place. They both have substance issues, and they support this in various illegal ways. And on top of this, Caesar is also taking care of his sick niece Deborah after his sister passed away, leaving her to him and their mother. He doesn't want his mom to be taking loans from unsavory people, so he does what he has to do to pay for Deborah's medication. I don't know what it is about us women, but we see a guy with a daughter or a daughter-like figure, and we'll be like, aw, he's really a good guy, and disregard pretty much everything else about him. It's like a biological thing. Now, with that said, I do think that Caesar is actually a good guy, not just because he's good with his niece. I think he's the type of guy who just can't get out of his own way. Anyway, Vittorio decides to straighten up his life after having a bad experience,
I had a bad experience.
which leads to probably the funniest scene in the whole movie. They're driving along, and Vittorio hallucinates a bus full of people in the middle of the road. He sees a mermaid and someone like breathing fire, and he is just losing his mind. And Caesar's like, bro, there's nobody there. But then they don't know which one of them is right because they're both high, so they just start putting down the road super slow in case they hit somebody, and it is just comedy gold. And then when Caesar is trying to make him spaghetti, he thinks he sees the devil in the frying pan, and the whole thing just really puts him off the lifestyle. So he gets it together. He gets a legitimate job, he gets himself a steady girlfriend, and he moves in with her and her son. And this obviously causes some strain between him and Caesar. He wants to help him get his life together, and while Caesar says that that's what he wants, the truth is he's just not really ready for it. And it's the struggle of trying not to abandon his friend, but also trying to avoid getting pulled back down into this life that Caesar just doesn't seem to be able to leave. It did kind of remind me of Trainspotting, but it does have a different vibe to it. Despite being plenty wacky, it is nowhere near as wacky as Trainspotting. It definitely has a more somber approach to its material while still having plenty of funny scenes, like the world's funniest non-comedic fight scene. This movie is rough. It's not Trainspotting rough, but it does kind of have this feeling of impending doom hanging over it. I was like, this better not happen. But I knew it was going to happen, and then it happened, and I cried. And then because that happened, I was like, okay, well, this better not happen. But I knew it was going to happen, and then it happened, and then I cried again. It's really amazing how this movie keeps you engaged and hoping for a better outcome, even when deep down you pretty much know exactly how it's going to go. And I feel like this mirrors perfectly what it would be like to love someone like Caesar, watching them implode in slow motion right in front of you, desperately hoping you can do something to stop it, but truthfully knowing that it's already over. And honestly, it's a testament to how good of an actor Luca is that he can make you care about this character, even when he is just making one bad decision after another and completely sabotaging himself. You still just want him to be okay.
Io gli voglio bene.
E volevo bene tutti a quel matto.
Luca Marinelli and Alessandro Borghi are both fantastic in this. I haven't seen any other movies of Alessandro's, but I do have another one that they did together on my list. It's pretty long, so I'm just trying to find the time to get around to it. Anything over 2 hours for me is a real struggle right now. I'm perpetually exhausted and I go to bed at 9:30, so the characters and the story in this movie are really well written. It's definitely not optimistic, but unfortunately, I do think it's pretty realistic. You have the character of Caesar, who, despite saying that he wants to change, and probably on some level really wanting to change, just won't stop making the decisions that are hurting him. There will always be something to pull him back in. At first, it's his niece and his needing to provide for her, then it's needing to pay for his wedding. He will always find a reason not to leave what's easiest for him. With Vittorio, he was able to get out of the life, but then we also see that this path isn't all sunshine and rainbows either. There is a reason why so many people in this neighborhood resort to crime. And despite staying clean and working a regular job like his woman wants, she's still not happy with the life that they have. This movie does end, if not on a happy note, at least a hopeful one, that positive things can sometimes come out of negative situations. I thought the ending scene of this movie was really beautiful, and it made me bawl like a baby. It was actually really horrible because I watched this on Tubi, which has ads, and consistently, every time something made me cry, it would be right before an ad break. And then I'd be sitting there sobbing during that stupid Trivago commercial.
Didn't check Trivago?
I didn't check Trivago.
Ugh, it was the worst because I cried multiple times. And every single time, oh, you're sad? Trivago. So anyway, that's Don't Be Bad, a beautiful, funny, harsh little Italian movie that you can find on Tubi if you feel like crying at commercials. Please give this video a like if you made it all the way to the end and leave me a comment. You should also hit that subscribe button because I'm getting so close to 50 subscribers and you would just make my day. On another note, I put out a video on the Old Guard a couple weeks ago and nobody watched it. So if you are one of the few people who happen to watch this video and you haven't seen that one, I'm going to put it right here or here. I don't know. It's going to be in one of those directions and you should click on it because it's super good and I worked really hard on it and I think you're going to like it.